Hi, I'm Steve Hogg and welcome to Zupps Mitsubishi at Mount Gravatt. I started my working career around about 7 years ago in automotive. Obviously had previous jobs before that. I've recently come back to Mitsubishi. I originally started with Mitsubishi, so I've been back here for 3 months. Today we'll be presenting the new Pajero Sport that's behind me. Today we've got Simon, who's one of the other employees at the dealership from one of the other branches. He'll be doing our 7-point presentation today. So for our first position sale with Simon, we're going to talk about the RISE system, or Reinforced Impact Safety Evolution from Mitsubishi. Simply put, this system uses the latest safety techniques to build the construction of the body. The car achieves a 5-star safety rating, and that's on all the Pajero Sports, not just the Exceed. Some of the other features you'll find on the front of the car are the auto headlight sensors with dust sensing headlights and the rain sensing wipers. So again, when it rains, the wipers will come on by themselves. When it gets dark, the lights will come on by themselves. So there's no need for you to be worrying about messing around with the levers, of course making the car safer. One of the other things you'll see is the LED daytime running lights on the car. Now not only do these look great, but they also add a lot more visibility to the car during the daytime. You'll also notice some of the other labels on the front here referring to Mitsubishi's ultrasonic misacceleration sensors. Now this system is quite clever. Now when you are driving the car that's only on the Exceed, if you were coming around, say, a left-hand turn or turn left any time and someone was in front of you and you weren't paying quite enough attention, you step on the throttle, the car won't accelerate at full speed straight away. It should give you enough time to react to the situation of someone being in front of you. As well as that, there are parking sonars around the car which make it easy to park, and a camera on the front, and this forms part of the Mitsubishi multi-around camera system parking. There's also a mitigation and collision sensor in the front here, which is hidden inside the Mitsubishi logo. Again, if you were to approach the car in front too fast, the car will brake. And so the engine in this car is a new 2.4 litre all-aluminium block, same as what's used in the new Tritons. So it's a fantastically powerful engine with 133 kilowatts of power and 430 newton meters of torque.
Impressive.
One thing which I really like about this engine is there is no timing belt, so when you get to that 100,000 K mark, there's not going to be a massive service to change your timing belt. Instead, it employs a timing chain, which is much better. The other thing you do that, is the turbocharger of this engine is a variable geometry turbo. It sounds like a lot of jargon, but the main thing you need to know is compared with the older turbochargers, there's pretty much no turbo vacuum with an engine like this. Some of the other things which are worth noting in here, all the white caps mark things which are easy for you to maintain yourself. You don't need to worry about checking or anything else, you just check your fluid levels quickly. The airbox you'll notice is up nice and high in this car, so the car can afford a strong 700mm. And here on the passenger side of the car, you can see everything here is standard on the vehicle. So the side steps, chrome door handles, chrome mirrors, also the integrated roof bars which you can put your crossbars on. We also have a watercraft carrier for your kayak, you can mount that up there, no problem at all. These 18-inch wheels are also a standard part of the car. Now the mirrors, when you lock the vehicle, as you can see, fold up, which makes it better for when you're parking, someone's less likely to bang your mirrors. Now you may have noticed I just pushed the button on the door handle to lock the car. This Pajero Exceed uses a smart key, so the key just needs to be within proximity. You can push the buttons on there, of course, but to unlock the car, it's just as simple as pushing the button. If you'd like to come around, just look around that side, look inside. And the car, like every vehicle, it has 3-point safety seat belts. Of course, these are also fitted with pre-tensioners and electric locking mechanisms as well, so they are definitely very safe. They work hand in hand with the SRS airbags. The car does have 7, and we'll touch on those as we go around. So there's one in the seat here, one up here in the glove box, and there's also a curtain airbag that drops down from the side, the front and rear passengers. The glove box on the side here, when the car is on, it'll also be illuminated with a light to make it easy for you. And you'll notice the passenger seat's also electric, which is very nice. Also find the fuel cap down on this side, on the passenger side of the vehicle. It does have a 69 litre fuel tank, so you won't be filling up too often, particularly using only about 8 litres per 100 as I mentioned earlier. One thing you'll notice straight away about the back of the vehicle is that all the glass is privacy glass. Of course, this is keeping your belongings safe from prying eyes, and obviously also adding a bit of comfort for your family in the back. And notice as well there's a washer on the rear for the wiper and a high stop light, making the car very visible. Now, we're talking about visibility. It also has a emergency stopping signal feature. So what will happen is, in the event that you have a need to stop suddenly and you slam your foot hard on the brake, the hazard lights will all flash on this vehicle at the same time, obviously warning other road users that you are stopping very rapidly. One thing you'll notice here on the back of the vehicle with all our decals is the decal noting that it's a 3.1 tonne towing capacity, so this will have no problem towing your boat whatsoever.
Fantastic.
But it also has a 310 kilogram downboard weight, so a genuine 10% downboard weight as well. So if you do buy something larger like a big caravan later on, you're not going to have a problem with this either. Again, you can see the parking sensors on the rear of this vehicle, one with the misacceleration sensors, and a camera on the back. This again works with the multi-around cameras and reversing. Now, with the smart key that we mentioned before on the vehicle, there's also a trigger under here for that, which we can lock the back door with, as well as unlock. She'll go through that in a moment. Inside here you can see we'll save you the need for a tape measure today, because we've got a 1.2 metre width for the back of the vehicle here. You also notice the cargo blind, which comes factory with the car. 12-volt power supply in the back, so you can put a fridge in here if you need to. And the spare tyre, which is a full-size alloy, is stored up under the base of the bodywork of the vehicle, so you are getting the most space available. Again, if I can just show you with the locking mechanism on the boot, by pushing that button there, the car is now locked. Inside the back of the car here, you can see we have the same 3-point harnesses we have in the front with the pre-tensioners and electronic locking mechanisms on them. I know your girls are old enough. The doors also have child locks on them, which are mechanical. You can see a little device on the side there, it's very easy to turn on and off. The rear seats also have ISOFIX positions and a position on the back, which I'll show you how these fold and roll. So you can see with the back of the car, these can be folded all the way up and out of the way. The child harness pointers on the back. I know again your girls are old enough, but you never know what might happen in the future. Something which I think is important when you've got young children in the car is some entertainment for them. Obviously there's pockets in both of the seats, a drink holder in the middle, the two cups, so there should be no reason for spillage in your vehicle. Of course, if they do spill anything in the vehicle, the seats are leather, so at least it's nice and easy to wipe up. Now the other thing you'll notice is that there's a DVD player in the roof of the vehicle. Of course, this means that your girls can be entertained with a movie of their choice, and they have individual headsets, so you don't have to listen to whatever it is that they're watching, Frozen, I imagine. Once again, we're talking about the airbags in the vehicle. Obviously the side airbags, you can see where they come down from. They actually come down from the roof lining all the way along, offering head protection for the front and rear passengers. Both rear passengers also have a grab rail on the B pillar here, make it easy for getting in and out of the vehicle, along with the side steps. You'll see on the side, like the passenger side, there is electric control for the seat. That's both forwards, backwards, up, down, and of course the tilt. Now the steering wheel also has a tilt and telescopic reach adjustment available to it. Down here you'll see the engine stop-start button, part of the smart key program, so again the key just needs to be inside the car, foot on the brake, hit the start button, away it goes. Down here we can see a series of switches, so we have the crash mitigation distance adjustment, the parking sonars, now along with the multi-around cameras, which is one on each of the mirrors, one on the back, one on the front. There's also parking sonars on the front and back of the car. If the parking sonars are beeping like crazy while you're trying to get into the garage, you can turn them off. You can still have the cameras running, of course. And naturally we also have electronic stability program, traction control, and on the rear of the vehicle, something we didn't mention, was the trailer stability assist program. Now all of these things effectively stop the wheels from spinning if you weren't intending for them to do so, stop the vehicle from spinning out, or reduce the ability to spin out, and with the trailer it should stop the swaying effect that you get with the trailer on occasion, and therefore hopefully reduce the emergency scenarios. Okay, so it looks like there's an awful lot going on in the front of the vehicle here. It's really much more simple than what it looks. It just takes a bit of getting used to every time we hop into a new car. Starting with, the first thing is the 8-speed automatic gearbox. Obviously this is a very smooth gearbox, and having 8 speeds, always make sure that you've got a gear selection available to you. Now the gearbox in this car also will learn how you drive the car to maximise your fuel saving and the performance for you. Now that works hand in hand with the Super Select 2 all-wheel drive system, which gives you all the features: two-wheel drive high range, four-wheel drive high range, automatic. So what that does is it engages the front wheels only when needed, so on a wet road or gravel road that might be ideal. There's a four-wheel drive high range lock, so that locks it to drive all four wheels all the time. Now one of the key points with this car against some of our competitors, also has a low range lock. So a four-wheel drive high range lock, if you're off-roading, this is fantastic. You can do pretty much everything. Now that again also has a rear diff lock available to the vehicle, so if you're in a really sticky situation, we can lock the rear diff and make sure we can get out. There's also up here the two buttons. One is for the hill descent control and the other is the off-road button. Now this again makes off-roading a little bit easier. And again, Mitsubishi always said this is a promise, not just a button. And this is a true four-wheel drive vehicle. You'll notice as well electric handbrake, so there's no longer a big lever up here. It's very easy to operate, and that will always hold the car on a steep hill. Now we also have, getting into the comfort side of things, a dual zone climate control system. Now climate control, like your home air conditioning, we can set it to whatever temperature we like. So for example, if your passenger wants 22 degrees, you want 24 degrees Celsius, it can save a big argument in that case. Over here you'll see there's a little logo with the seatbelt positions. Now if your girls, for example, in the rear seats haven't got their seatbelts on, you'll certainly know about it because you'll be able to see it right here. On the steering wheel, there's a lot of things going on over here. Very simply, we have the Bluetooth telephone, which is voice activated also. And again, we can operate it through this screen, which we'll touch on in a moment. On this side we have our audio controls. We can change stations, change the volume, change the audio source. And the other side we have both a cruise control, which I'm sure you know what that does, and a speed limiter. So again, for a school zone we can set up, say, a 40 km/h zone, so the car won't go any faster than that. You also notice behind the steering wheel there's the paddle shifters for the gearbox. So if you want to drive the vehicle in a manual mode, and again this might be very handy off-road on a very steep incline with your boat on the back, we can make sure it locks into one gear. So we then have a wiper controls. We've touched about the lights on the other side. To change the wipers from off to automatic, it's simply one click down. But if you want them on full bore manual, if it's pouring down, you can do that yourself as well. Again, with the comfort, you'll notice there's a high and low button here. This is for the seat heaters on both sides. And now looking at the screen with the multi-around cameras that we had before, naturally there's a reverse parking camera, which we see before in the back of the car. And it has the sensors, so you can see where we're going here. But this view here is what you'll get when you put the car into reverse with the multi-around view. So it looks like a bird's eye view. It does that with the fisheye lenses under all of the cameras. So you'll always know where you are in your parking space.
Wow.
Which is a fantastic thing. Have you ever seen this before in a car?
No. Can you tell me any other features about this screen?
Sure. Obviously you've got the couple of labels on the front here. The most important one being Apple CarPlay and Android Auto enabled. So regardless of what brand of phone that you use, with the odd exception of a Windows phone of course, most people today are running Android or Apple phones. The car already has software embedded for these devices. Now, your phone, you have an iPhone I think?
I do.
You do. Okay, I mean these phones are fantastic computers by today's standards. A navigation that's in our phone can be used for the system, and of course your maps will always be updated. As you can see here, through the navigation, you can also run various apps through the phone, take phone calls, text SMSs. Of course you're not going to do that while you're driving, but you can see them through the screen, and play the music from your telephone. So along with the music from your phone, there's also typically AM, FM and digital radio built into this car. Now along with those things in the center console just here, there's also a HDMI port and two USB ports. Those are the headsets for the rear position. And of course there's also a 12 volt power point in there as well, so if you do want to charge your phones, it's not a problem either. Last but not least, I want to talk about Mitsubishi's climate advantage. So this vehicle, like all Mitsubishi cars, is covered by a 5-year, 100,000 kilometre warranty, so whichever occurs first.
Yep.
You also get 4 years cap price servicing and 5 years roadside assistance. So wherever you are in the country, you'll be taken care of.
Sounds great.
Should we go for a drive?
Let's go for a drive. Love that Mitsubishi.